Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are at Leonard Harrison State Park, also known for the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. This park offers spectacular views of the Pine Creek Gorge. We can't wait to show you that. We're going to explore some other parts of the park, but we are at the tail end of winter, so we pretty much have the whole park to ourselves, but that also means the buildings are closed. The most famous and really there is one other hiking trail in the park.
The most popular trail.
The most popular trail, the Turkey Path Trail, is closed right now, so we can't take you down that. We will bring you back to go down that hike eventually because it's known to be one of the greatest hikes in Pennsylvania. But we're going to go explore. We're taking all of you along with us. Let's go! Okay, the campground loop is closed, so we'll walk you up and show you a couple of the sites just to give you an idea of what they look like.
So here's a look at the bathhouse. The campground, there's not very many sites at the campground. The visitor center is directly behind me. So I think this is the last site, and I think it's number 28. So, I mean, they're nice sites. We love camping here. We camped on the other side where it was non-electric. But it was absolutely great weekend to camp. So the ones on this side are all electric, and you can see through their picnic table and stuff. That's where you drive through and then loop around the top. And those are non-electric sites. So like I said, there's only 28 sites, I believe. It's not a huge campground, but it does book up very quickly. So if you are interested in camping here in the summertime, you might want to start looking now because it does fill up quick. So site number 22 is a pull through, and it is the first electric site. When you get over to these other ones, there's non-electric. I think the site that we had when we were up here, let's see what the numbers are. This is a really cool site if you're just looking for number 18. It's a dog site, and it's at the very end of the park, so there's nothing behind you. And I think when we were up here, we had this site right here, which we have a 25-foot camper. Site 17, we were able to back right in, sat up by the fire pit, and we actually had deer come right into the campsite with us. Site 15. This one's site 15 and 13. They're kind of close to each other. And then you have a few on the inside of the loop here. And then the bathhouse is essentially located in the middle of all of them. And there is a dump station, so there is no full hookups for your RVs, but they do have a dump station. And you can see I've walked through the whole campground. That's all of it. There's the bathhouse. Little playground at the beginning of the park. I'm going to stop at the park office, see if I can get a trail map and maybe my stamp. Not sure if they have them. Let's see what we got. Well, they have trail maps. Oh, it looks like they have the passport stamps. Maybe. There's the trail map. And let's see what this is. So this is Leonard Harris and Colton Point. So you can get both of them. So here is the visitor center. In the visitor center, there's also a gift shop, restrooms. The whole area up here is handicap accessible, even out to the views of the gorge. That's all handicap accessible. Here's the view walking up to the gorge. to our right is the gift shop, currently closed. Doesn't even look like it's well stocked, but they will fill it up come summertime here, and this place is open. There's an old cabin here in the middle. We'll check that out if we can see into it. But here is a view of the gorge as you're walking from the visitor center. The turkey path is off to our right, but you can see once we get over there, it's roped off, trail closed. So the turkey path is a 1 mile down to the bottom of the gorge. It's an 800 feet elevation drop from up here, but problem is you got to come back up to get to your car. So it's 800 feet back up in a mile.
They caution you to be in good physical condition and wear sturdy boots to take this trail. At the bottom is where you'll find the Pine Creek Rail Trail, which is very popular for riding bikes, for walking, and you're walking right along the river. And even in the summertime, there's covered wagon rides. It's great, but there is no bike access for the Pine Creek Trail at the state parks. The nearest access area is Darling Run Access Area, located on Route 362. And when I say state parks, that's because right across from the gorge is Colton Point State Park.
Right over there.
We will take a ride over there in a little bit and show you the gorge from that perspective.
All right, here is your first look of the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. There is some other viewpoints as we walk down through here, that actually the furthest one at the end, you can see it sticks out a little bit down there. That's got to be the best view that we will get. It's a shame that turkey path is closed, because some of the highlights on the turkey path are the waterfalls, and it is springtime, just starting, so a lot of snow melt, a lot of runoff. The waterfalls would be really cool this time of the year.
We'll come back.
So here is a view back up the gorge. So we were just off to our right looking down the gorge. Now we're looking back the other direction. You can also see the trail down there on to the right of the river. And Colton Point is all along that ridge line, or right over there. That's where Colton Point State Park is. I don't know if you can see it or not, but flying in the gorge is a turkey vulture. Oh, another one. There's two of them. One coming right at us. There he is. Right here, in my opinion, is the best view of the gorge. And when we stayed in the campground, we came over here and we watched the sunset from right at this point. And you can see down the Pine Creek Gorge, and you can see back up. Now look at all the vultures. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them all circling there right now. Windy day, they're just catching the wind and going for a ride.
So this sign here says, the Indians called Creek Tioga, which meant river of pines. These now gone pines brought drastic changes to Pine Creek. Logging began in the 1800s. Before the logging, the thick soil held rainwater like a sponge. It released it slowly to the creek. Pine Creek stayed high enough to canoe all summer. Today, water runs off much more quickly, carrying soil with it. The creek is rock-strewn by August. Pine Creek still has much of its wilderness spirit. Experience it in the spring by raft or canoe. Like early travelers, you'll find it a path to lead you into the wilderness. On this side, this sign talks all about the seasons of the canyon. Seasonal changes are dramatic at the canyon. The rapid change in elevation creates climatic differences from top to bottom. In the summer, the canyon's steep descent creates spectacular misty summer mornings. Warm, moist air rising meets the cooler air from the mountaintops. Since the cooler air is heavier, it traps the mist in the canyon until the sun's rays can burn through. Fall. The fall colors appear at the top of the canyon first, where it is cooler. They slowly paint their way down the creek. The colors peak between October 1st and 14th. Winter, the barren trees expose life on the slopes. Look for deer trails and deer. Spring, starting at the creek bottom, a haze of pastel colors coats the canyon walls. Many of the early greens are actually tiny tree flowers. All hardwood trees have flowers.
Before we start the hike, I wanted to bring you back up to the cabin. But you look at that, and there is one of those famous CCC worker statues. So this cabin used to stand in the parking lot. It was original from the CCC, built in 1930s. But when they redid the parking lot and had to make the expansion, they disassembled the cabin and reassembled it here on this spot. Okay, we are going to go down the Overlook Trail. The trail map says it's only 0.6 of a mile.
It offers scenic views of the Pine Creek Gorge as well as historic structures from the Civilian Conservation Corps, or the CCC era.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to the structures. I like looking at that old history stuff.
Yeah, it says you'll see a CCC pavilion and stone incinerator used by the workers while developing the park. It says this is a loop trail with an overlook to the view of Pine Creek Gorge.
All right, well, here must be the start of the trail. There's a red arrow pointing us to the right. Well, I guess we're not going to do the trail because, as you can see, another one of those trail closed signs. Darn it! Well, since we can't do either one of the hikes, we're going to get in the truck and we're going to go show you the views from Colton Point State Park. I'm sure we're not going to be able to do many of the hikes over there. They're probably closed also, but at least we can show you the views. On our way to Colton Point, we stopped at the Darling Run Rail Trail access. Right, so here is the information at the Darling Run train station. Marsh Creek is 1 mile to the right, Turkey Path. So if we were to walk down the Turkey Path, it would come out onto the trail, and it's 3.6 miles to my left. They also have an old set of tracks here. Information sign. Actually have a place to air up your bike tires also. Well, it's got a whole bunch of bike tools so you can fix a flat tire maybe, and an air pump.
So this information sign's kind of neat. It's talking about American eels returning to Pine Creek. Eels migrate from the Atlantic Ocean, where they are born, to freshwater streams. And it talks about how dams block eels as they migrate upstream and are a major reason for the decline. The Conowingo and 3 other dams on the Susquehanna River prevent eels from reaching their historic home in Pine Creek. So to help them complete their journey, young eels are collected below the dam and transported, tagged, and released into Pine Creek and other streams.
So for us to get a little walk in today, we're gonna head south on the Pine Creek Trail for a little bit, and then we'll turn around and come back to the truck and get over to Colton Point. We do enjoy riding our bikes on this path whenever we're over here.
Okay, so here we are walking along the Pine Creek Rail Trail. I don't know if you can tell, but on the right side of the screen, there's a little bit of a dip in the path here, and that's where those covered wagons ride up and down on the trail here.
It's also a popular biking trail, and if you look out here and zoom in, there's some guys fishing the Pine Creek.
So the Pine Creek Trail runs just outside of Wellsboro to Jersey Shore, PA, and it's roughly about 62, 63 miles long. So you can really bike, hike, or enjoy the trail for several miles.
There's another CCC sign, site of the Darling Run Camp from 1935 to 1941. So the Darling Run Camp must have had two locations, because the one up on top was also called the Darling Run Camp, and this one, but they seem to be about the same time frame. There's a little bench and a place to park your bike, lock your bike up. And there is a little stream that comes down here. Let's take a look at that. There it is. Looking upstream. And here's a view downstream. So here is the Darling Run campground. So this would be a hike-in only campground. Also has access to Pine Creek. You can see there's picnic tables, fire pits. Oh, somebody left a heck of a wood pile at that one over there. A nice courtesy pile. Here's a look at site number 6. There's the sign for Darling Run 006. It says permits required. So you must be able to go online, get yourself a permit. I'm gonna come over here and look at this pile of deer hair. I don't see any bone or carcass, but there is a pile of hair right here in the middle of the campground. Site number 3. Behind it is site number 4. And just between site number 2 and 3, there is a trail down to the Pine Creek. Look at the size of that courtesy pile somebody left here at site number 2. It's a pretty good pile of wood. You can spend all weekend here and not burn through that pile of wood. And site number 1. All right, let's walk our way back up to the trail. Another one of these little cascades down the mountain. It starts all the way up in there. I can see some water running down from up there. So Mandy is out ahead of us, and she said that there is some skunk cabbage, which is usually one of the first plants of spring to pop up. Let's see where it's at. I said that you're pointing out the skunk cabbage.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to come up. They generate their own heat, so they'll actually melt snow as they emerge. That's a really cool plant. One of the first foods black bears feed on.
I'm trying to zoom in. Winter is not letting go of its grips. That rock that's hanging out, you can still see the icicles hanging off of the edge of the rock. So winter is not ready to let go just yet. But I can tell you we are ready for spring to get here. See all the trees that look white along that creek bed over, or along the stream over there? Those are all sycamore trees. So I just showed you those white trees that are right along Pine Creek. Those are the sycamore. But I wanted to show you these white ones over here. These are paper birch. And you can tell that by, see how the bark peels off in sheets? Looks like paper. Stuff's very good for fire starting too. There's another one right up here. This one's bark's not peeling as much, but you can still see how it's peeling off right there. So just up from that paper birch is another sycamore. So you can really see how it looks camouflaged. This one in the tree beside it. So let's look over at this one. See how it looks like it's camouflaged? Another look at the stream. Big sycamore right in the middle there. Here is the trail. And we are going to turn around and we're going to head up to Colton Point. And once we get up to that park, we'll show you around a little bit and show you some of the viewpoints back into the gorge that we're walking in.
Oh, there they are. Two bald eagles flying over.
There they are right overhead. All right, so our first stop at Colton Point is this lookout. I mean, there is a good look at the trail and Pine Creek. Look the other direction.
Over in Colton Point State Park, you can find some organized group tenting sites.
Here's the parking lot for the organized group tenting area. Quite a few picnic tables. They also have a bathroom or a bathhouse. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's got running water and showers or if it's just pit toilets. But there's quite a big parking lot, picnic tables. Looks like there's some fire pits with grills on them. So they do have a rustic campground at Colton Point. Sites are on a first come, first served basis. You pay at the honor system or if a park employee is available. And at the campground registration kiosk here, you'll see the honor system pay registration. And there's camper pads between 20 and 38 feet. So you must be able to bring your RV and camper up here. Across from the entrance to the campground is the Colton Point day use area. So we're going to take a ride down that road next. There is a picnic area at the entrance to the day use. Looks like it's got some picnic tables and maybe some charcoal grill stands. So we're going to drive along the rim trail and stop at the vistas, and I'll show you those. So the first viewpoint you come to on the Rim Trail Road gives you a good look back up the Pine Creek Gorge. And if you look the other direction, looking down the Pine Creek. This Rim Trail, it's also a road, is lined with hemlocks and mountain laurel. And on the right hand side, you'll see a pavilion. There's a second pavilion along this rim road. Pavilion number 3 along the rim road. It is available right now if anybody's willing to go and hang out in the colder temperatures. And up in the woods there, across from pavilion number 3 is a bathroom. I also wanted to check this out. Right along the road here. Looks like an old water fountain maybe or something. I'm gonna assume that was built back in the CCC days. This one, I think the last one did also. They have a fireplace in the center of the pavilions, a couple picnic tables. This one's got an outdoor grill. And the rim trail would keep going straight, but the rim road bears to the right. And the last spot along this rim road is a covered picnic table. And across the main road, you'll see another larger pavilion, no fire pit on that one, and a newer restroom. So we're back on the main road through the park. Those pavilions that I showed you off the rim trail, or the rim road, are up here in the woods. So here's additional parking for pavilion 1 and 2. And then down the road a little bit further is additional parking for pavilion 3 and 4. So here is trailhead parking for the turkey path, which is on this side also. So each one of the state parks have a turkey path trail. This one starts just down the road here a little bit, and it'll start on the right hand side. This trail is also closed for winter. And here is where this turkey path begins. Turkey path winds 1.5 miles to the canyon floor and parallels 4-mile run in many sections. The highlight of the turkey trail from Colton Point is a 70-foot waterfall about halfway down. Wish we could had the opportunity to go down and check it out, but with it closed, can't go down there until the second week of April. So here's another lookout that intersects the rim trail. So rim trail is the yellow blaze, goes up that way. Let's go check out this overlook. So you can see up there at the top of the mountain, that's Leonard Harrison State Park. And you go from there. If you follow all the way down, see that bridge right there and the little steps through the woods, the cascading waterfalls down through there. That is the turkey path from Leonard Harrison State Park. So you come down the gorge to the bottom, and then you'd have to go back up.
All right, here is one last look at the 800-foot deep glacially carved Pine Creek Gorge. Well, we hope you enjoyed the scenery here at Colton Point State Park and Leonard Harrison State Park. This truly is a paradise for outdoorsy people with the hiking, the biking, the camping, so much to offer here at these parks. We'll put some helpful links down in the description box below to help you plan your next trip to these parks. And remember,
if you can't get out and make your own adventures, keep coming along with us. Thanks for watching.
Bye! I don't know. Good enough?
Yeah. Good enough.
One of them
Good
will
enough.
work.
We're going to blow away.
One of them will work. I'm cold.
I'm just worried about trees down on the way home. Walking the road or...
All right, so we're just heading straight home. We're not going back.
Am I still recording?